Hello again. I'm very happy to be here recording this video with Lisa. She's going to introduce herself, but I just want to say that she made an amazing achievement, landing her first fully remote job after only 2 coaching sessions with me during the pandemic. So I know a lot of people watching this video might be thinking, well, in the middle of the pandemic, end of the year, I don't have previous work experience, so I cannot even dream about it, right? And I know this is a common way of approaching the situation, but that's exactly why I wanted to record this video. And that's why I'm so happy that you accepted to share your story, Lisa, because it proves with a real example that, yes, you can dream about landing a remote job despite of the fact that you never worked remotely or you work just a little bit or just during the pandemic, and you can land a job in the exactly area that you want to work, not in any area, not any kind of job, but the job in a very special company. So yeah, thanks for being here, Lisa. Thank you in advance for your time. Nice to have you here.
So, hi again, Juliana. I'm so happy that you wanted to record this video with me. So I'm going to start with introducing myself. My name is Lisa, and I am from Germany. And during my professional life, I worked mostly within the field of project management. I have a background within the fast-moving media production area, but also in the public sector.
Nice. Yeah, her curriculum is impressive. This is another thing that also helps in the process. When the background is good, it also helps. But how was your professional situation, Lisa, before October 2020? That's when you reach out to me. That's when we start working together. So what was going on in your professional life before October 2020?
So I started a new job in April in 2020. So that was already kind of in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And of course, I was happy that I had a job and I had a secure job, especially during that times of insecurity and craziness. But I had a lot of responsibility there, and that was nice, but I had to relocate and I couldn't have the lifestyle I wanted and that I dreamed of. And so I realized I might need some change. And that was my situation before October 2020.
Okay. And when exactly did you identify that you needed the change in this situation? Because the job was kind of new since April, but you had to do a lot of change in your life. You're not completely happy with that. So was there something that happened specifically, or was it a process that you finally said, okay, I need a change in my career, in my job?
I mean, there was kind of a process. I started this new job, and when you start a new job, usually you are excited and you're open for a new challenge, and so everything is so exciting. But I started this new job, and then there was the relocation, there was the pandemic going on, and I had to left a lot of freedom I was used to have before with my previous job. So I was used to have at least some days during the week I could have work from home or just remotely. And I lost all those kinds of freedom. And also the topics were like kind of pretty different. And I pretty soon realized that I might want to switch business areas again. So I also realized and evaluated my personal needs. And so I decided that probably a remote job would work better with my lifestyle and my dream job.
Yeah, I love that because I also believe that when we talk about remote jobs, it's not only about the job itself, but it's all those other things that you brought, like your freedom, the lifestyle, making choices all the time. So it's amazing that despite of the pandemic, despite of being working, you're still dreaming and trying to, build up the life, your life the way you want. So that's interesting. And then which was the first step that you took when all those things start happening? You're like, okay, I need a change. What did you do first in this process?
So first of all, I did probably what everybody would do when they are looking for a job. So I checked out the job market and I checked out LinkedIn and Indeed, and I was looking for remote jobs. And but pretty soon I realized, okay, the job market has changed a lot during the last time I was applying for a job.
Yes.
Because of the pandemic. So I saw there is a really big part of competitors. There are a lot of job seekers out there. There's not that much offering. And so I realized, okay, if you want to get a job now, you have to do something else, maybe something different, not the same thing everyone is doing. And also, I mean, it was a big challenge for me. I never applied for a fully remote job before. So there were two very challenging situations for me. On the one side, the pandemic, and on the other side, applying in a field I've never applied before.
Yeah, a
So
lot of change. And you realize that the market was different, right? There's also this thing that more people are applying now for remote jobs. So it
definitely.
might be that the number of offers increased a little bit because more companies are considering the remote work option. But definitely the amount of people applying for those jobs increased. And you realize that pretty soon. Right?
Yeah, I realized it pretty soon. And when I was realizing that, I also realized, okay, I need some help. I need some professional help because I need someone who can share some experience with me and, you know, just to help me to create a profile that matched to that remote role I wanted to join. And so I pretty soon reached out to you, Juliana. So pretty soon when I started the process. And I think it was the best choice, yes.
Nice, nice. And then when was the first time you realized that I think this is working? Like, I think I made the right choice. I think things are, you know, moving towards the direction I want. Was there something that happened? I think I know the answer, but let me hear from you. Like, when did you identify that this investment in your career, in your lifestyle was worth it, that it was working?
So honestly, I think it was already within the first session. I mean, maybe it depends on a coaching session or on a coach and whatever you want in your life. But for me, it was the first session because after the session, I got back clarity and what I wanted from my life. And I mean, I know what I wanted, but it was hard because I'm that kind of person who wants everything at the same time.
Like most of us.
That's
most
a
of
problem.
human beings.
And that can be a problem.
Yeah.
And so if you see like all the things you want and you want to change, you don't know where to start anymore, and you totally lose the sight for what you already have and what kind of qualifications you have. And yeah, so during that first session, I remember we created a timeline and we looked at everything, not only my professional life, but my whole life and what I wanted in my life and my lifestyle. And we were evaluating that. And this was already the point when I got my positive mindset back, because I realized, okay, I already have some great qualification. I just don't realize that I have them, but I already have some. And I just got back to be motivated. And I think that's the first step you need to have is in your mindset, because that's the point when you start the process, and it's a process of change. And I think you have to start that with a positive mindset.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not easy to keep a positive mindset when you're coming from, I'm applying for jobs, I'm getting no reply, or I'm getting no interviews, or they're just ghosting me and not even know if they got my application or not. And you see the competition, and then you can't find the offers that meet your profile. So all those things easily make you feel what? Like low energy and not motivated and thinking that you can. So it's easy to have a mindset of, you know, I'm gonna give up, I'm gonna just stay in my job, or that's dreaming too high. So it's important to, you know, okay, let's see the situation the way it is and get clarity. You also mentioned this word, I like to use that also, get clarity about your career plan. So the actions you're gonna take now, but the actions you're gonna take in a few months, in a few years, where do you wanna go? So that's very important to work. And yeah, the first session, I think it was giving a lot of clarity.
And I mean, it is kind of hard because you have to want this change in your life.
Yeah.
Because of course it can be easy to stay where you are. And I mean, my job was okay, but it was just okay. And I didn't want to settle for a job that is just okay, even during the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Some people, they think it's too much work. You know, it's like going way out of their comfort zone to make it, and it is. That's why the mindset is so important. But sometimes there are ways to do it faster. So you can ask for help. You can start with small actions. You can get clarity about the whole vision. So this is all mindset. That's one word that summarizes all of that. So the mindset is definitely very, very important in the process. If you don't believe that you can land a remote job, let me tell you, you're never going to land it, right? But if you believe you can land a remote job, sooner or later, you're going to land it. So it always starts here and in the way you are approaching the situation. Yeah, amazing, amazing. Yeah. Then I remember after our second session, a few days later, a recruiter contact you directly on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
How was that? Can you share this part of the story? Because this is so exciting. This is the best part of the story.
Yeah, sure. So, and it was the point. I already made some slight changes on my LinkedIn profile. I was working on that. And she's a recruiter. I knew her before. So I have been in contact with her like a year ago. And then, things changed. I got another job and the pandemic showed up. So, yeah, things changed and we lost kind of contact for a while. But she kept me and my profile in mind. And then this position popped up on her desk, and yeah, she was thinking about me and she gave me a call. And I remember it was on a Friday afternoon, and she called me and she told me a lot about the position and about the company. And she told me it's a global player in e-commerce, and it sounds just perfect. When she was telling me about the job and about the tasks and stuff like that, it was like, oh my God, that sounds like it's the job made for me. And
That's me. She's describing
yeah,
me, this job
that's me.
description.
That's like it's my name on the job description.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And she asked me if I can send her my CV by Monday in German and English. And I was like, yeah, of course, I can do that. But at that point, I really had to create a new CV because I didn't have a current one.
I
I was
remember that.
working. I had a really workful Saturday, and I was working on my CV. I prepared everything and tailored it to the profile, which wasn't really hard because I told you it was like it's my name on it,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then I sent it to her on Monday, and already on Tuesday morning I had an invitation for the interview with the manager.
Wow. Super
Yeah,
fast.
it was
Yeah.
super fast.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Let me just pause here because there are so many nice things in this situation. So let me just highlight some of them. You were in contact with this recruiter since 1 year ago. So
Yes.
I want to mention and reinforce the importance of networking. So whatever happens today in your career, there is a track behind that. So you don't need to start from scratch. You don't need to start from zero. The connections you had in the past with recruiters, with ex-employee, all of that counts. That's exactly what happened. You evolved, you improved your career, your curriculum, all of that, but you had this connection. So it was amazing that 1 year ago you did something that helped you in your career today. So let's not forget and let's not minimize all the steps we do in our career. All of them count. All of them come together at some point. That's the first thing I found amazing in what you said. And then another thing is the commitment you had with your career, with your own journey of working on your curriculum for the weekend. I remember you said I was working many hours and rewriting in English and in Spanish. So not everybody, right, Lisa, is willing to, I won't spend my weekend reviewing my curriculum, like I have better things to do, whatever. So it's a choice. And you chose, which made all the difference, I can tell you. You chose to dedicate that specific weekend of your life to refine your curriculum. We were talking about it, some change and applying the feedback I have gave to you, but you put the time. You did that, and that made all the difference. So it takes time. It takes commitment. It's not just like, a miracle that's going to happen and bring the fully remote job like that in your door. No, you did your part and you dedicate a full weekend to write your new curriculum in English and in German. So that's amazing. And the result came very fast. You sent the curriculum on Monday, and on Tuesday you had the invitation for the second interview, right?
For the first interview with the manager.
Okay, the first interview. How does it go, this first interview?
It was really good. The first interview was the same week on Thursday.
Okay.
And I was talking to the manager of the team, so my future manager directly.
Yeah.
And she told me a lot about the team, about the position, about my task, and of course she wanted to know a lot about myself. And before the interview, I prepared a lot. I mean, I was reading everything about a company I could find and about the specific part the team was working in. And and I also checked out the background of the people I had the interview with. So I tried to find out what was their career, what is their professional life, and yeah. And so this interview went pretty good. And during that interview, she already told me that she wants me to have 2 more interviews with two
I
other
love
teams.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
No waiting for feedback. No, suffering. Oh my goodness, did I pass this interview or not? At the end
yeah,
of the interview, Sharad said, I want to schedule 2 more interviews. Yeah.
yeah. It was crazy fast. And those 2 interviews happened the next day.
On
So
Wednesday.
no, Friday. It was Friday. So
Friday.
on
Okay.
Thursday, sorry,
Tuesday and Friday.
on Thursday there was the first interview, and on Friday was the second, the 2 more interviews. So
Okay.
I had 3 interviews in total.
Yeah.
And so the whole recruitment process
Took one
didn't
week.
even,
Yeah. From Friday to Friday, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
less than 10 days. It was crazy.
Yeah. And I remember there was a Zoom problem for the interview, right?
Yeah.
That the sound was not working. And then you had to do like video on Zoom and then phone call. And I remember you mentioned that for the second interview on Friday, you was proactive and you informed the manager, look, I have some problem in my Zoom. So you can call me by phone and use the video. So that was amazing. That was not planned from the company side, not from your side. It was like
No, of course not.
problem. Yeah. But you could handle that very well, because I know some people that they would have been desperate on the situation, like, oh my goodness, I don't feel ready for the interview anymore. I'm so stressed. I'm nervous. Let's cancel that. I cannot do it. Or they would be like out of control, out of concentration. They wouldn't be able to focus on the interview. But despite of this technical problem that, let's say, it can happen if you work remotely. So this is something that is going to be part of your day from now on. So you could, despite of the technical problem in the second interview, you found a way to handle that, to manage that. And then the second interview happened by phone with the video Zoom, and it happened. So
yeah, because the problem was I could either have the video or the sound, but not both for some reason. I never figured out why. It never happened again, and it never happened before.
It was the
But
only
on
time
that
it
day,
happened.
it happened. Yes, of course.
Yeah. But that's the
but
thing. There are things that happen in the recruitment process that we cannot control. Nobody planned that. Was not on purpose from the company side, was not on purpose from your side. But you had to make a decision. What am I going to do when an unplanned situation happened, when this problem happened? Am I going to cancel the interview? Am I going to reschedule? And then maybe they couldn't wait. Maybe they would interview someone else on that Friday and close the position. So the fast action that you took was also important. It also made a difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So that all happened on Friday, the second and the third interview. And when did they tell you the result of the process? Was it on Monday? Also the following Monday?
It was Sunday night.
Sunday night, yes.
It was crazy, but
she sent you an email. I remember now.
Sent me an email, and then they officially contacted me again on Monday, of course. But she already sent me like an email to tell me the good news. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. And then you're super happy. I remember you sent me a message and we were celebrating. Yeah. Yeah. So how does it feel after such a short time, let's say October, that you said, okay, I want to land a remote job as a project manager, because this is your area, this is where you want to keep taking your career and all of that. So how does it feel after such a short time, be with a contract signed, ready to start 1st of January, new job in an amazing company, fully remotely, and adjusting everything in your life, like, having your freedom again, having everything that you're looking for. How does it feel now? How cool is that?
I mean, it feels a little bit like a dream, because everything happened so fast and it feels amazing and overwhelming, really. I'm still struggling to believe that happened so fast. In fact, it doesn't feel that fast for me, because it's still a process, and this process started in my head before October. It started earlier, before I contacted you. There was a point when it starts, and it slightly starts, and then it's growing in your head, and then you make the first action steps, and and I think the first action steps were actually in October. But the process, when it starts, it was earlier. So my mind was already in this process, I think, even if I wasn't that focused. So the focus came later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's an amazing feeling. And I'm really, really happy to end this year that way and to start it that way. So I think it's the best feeling to close a year and to look into the next one.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. And as you said, like taking the action is kind of the peak of the iceberg, because there was a lot of things going on in your life. You know, doubts, hesitation. I have a job. Is it the best time to change or not? Because of the pandemic, can I really land something better? Can I, you know, get my fully remote job? So all those things were going on. But at some point, all of that transformed into action, and you're like, okay, I need to do something right now. Yeah. And then it went fast, but there was a lot of things going on. I agree with you. It was not only 2 months. 2 months was like directed actions, but it was a process that you have been going through probably since you landed the previous job. And then you saw, okay, I'm testing out, but it's in a different area, it's in a different sector. So I'm losing part of my freedom. So it was a process. But at some point we need to take action. And that's what you did in October 2020, right? Taking actions. Amazing. Yeah. To finalize, Lisa, for people who are watching us that are still like, okay, but maybe she was lucky, maybe her area is easier to land the job, or maybe it's because of the country that she's in. You know, sometimes we're like, yes, but my case is different. My sector is different. My training is different, you know, my background. What can you tell to those people that are, you know, still hesitant? And I remember you mentioned to me at the very beginning something about having a generalist profile, right? You had this fear at the beginning. I'm not very specialized in my background, in my career. Maybe that won't help me to land a remote job. So what can you say for people who are watching us and they are still like, yeah, but maybe her case is an exception. Maybe in my case, it won't work.
I think a big part is that, you know, you can find a reason for everything that is happening or that is not happening in your life. You can always find certain reasons and why it's happening there and not for you. But in the end, everything is happening in your mind. And if you have those kind of boundaries in your mind, so I had my own boundaries in my mind when I contacted you, because I thought that I need more qualification, and I was doing an online course for that and this. But in the end, you already have great qualification. You have to evaluate your status quo. You have to go and check again, what do I already have? And I just totally lost in my mind that I have that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty important. And that's the moment when your mindset changed, and when you get your positivity back, you get your focus, you get motivated again to start the change, to start this process. And I think this is the first step you really need to do. You really have to change your mindset, and then you can really start this process, and you have the energy to do that.
Yeah, we don't need to throw away all our experience, all our background, and start from scratch. That's way more difficult. Like if you have to learn everything from zero, no, everything you made is important. All of that counts. And I remember for this job now, the new job, they value everything you have done in the past, even the things that were not directly related to the job you are going to do now. Everything, oh, but I have worked in this area. Oh, that's very good. We like that. Oh, I also have a background. Oh, that's amazing. So that's why you had this feeling that the job description is just missing my name there. They are describing exactly what I have done. So the point is finding a company that accept and value and welcome all your background. So you don't need to, you know, like forget about my past and my experience. No, this is part of what you are today. So embracing that and accepting that and making the most of it in your curriculum, in your LinkedIn, and how you show yourself in the interview, all of that counts. So that's amazing. Once again, congratulations. I'm super happy.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really hope that this video might help to inspire some people to take this action step and to start it, even if there is the pandemic out there. So
yeah. And it's like, it's our life, it's our job, it's our time. So it's really important to take care of that and make an investment, put in the time, and, you know, at least try. It might not work for everybody. Okay, I know that, but at least you tried everything that you could and you got as close as possible. And sometimes you're gonna get there, but it's important to try and don't stay just on the couch like, oh, what if, no. Making your part, right? Taking actions, Thank you very much, Lisa. I'm super happy to make this video. Thank you for your time. And talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.